Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. Well, I'm trying something out completely new to me. I have not used these before, and these are the Pink and Main Stickies adhesive transfers. Now, as I said, I haven't seen these before, I haven't used them before, and there are a whole range of these available. Lots and lots of different words and sentiments and styles, and mainly around Christmas, I think, at the moment. This one here is the Poinsettia Stickies adhesive transfers, and in this package, let's open it up. This is the first time I'm using them, the first time I'm seeing them, and I thought I would share with you a couple of ways that I have used these since I got them. So I'm going to make a couple of cards with you today. Now, inside this package, there are 3 sheets of the same design. It has pretty clear instructions written out on the back about how you go about using these. It seems to be very similar instructions to like rub-ons to me. Basically, you cut out the image that you are choosing to use, peel off one of the acetate backing sheets, and then pop it face down onto the surface that you would like to put it on. Then it does say you can run it through your die cutting machine or a mink machine. It will help apply even pressure. I definitely found I did not need to do that. I had no problem at all, and all I did was give it the quickest of rubs with my finger. The first one I tended to use was doing it with a bone folder. So this one I put down here, this is when I just wasn't sure how much pressure we needed. And what I wasn't realizing is that actually, of course, the black image is going to come up. It's just printed onto the sheet. And so all you're left with is the sticky residue of the pattern that you've popped there. So I'm going to use some foils today. So I've just popped it down directly onto my card front, and then I wasn't sure at this point, but yeah, it just peels on up, and then I'm going to put some, I actually popped my finger in this to check that the sticky was there, and so don't put your fingers in it. It definitely does take away some of the adhesive, but just pull off the top layer and then pop down your foil and you are good to go. And look how gorgeous and shiny this is. This is beautiful. There is no dimension to it at all. It truly looks like it has always been there. So I decided to go ahead and add a few more of the bits and pieces because I'm basically going to use these for the entire card today. I want to try a couple of different ways to use them. I have some different foils. I have some cheaper ones that came with a kit or magazine, I think, and then I have some deco foils as well. I'm going to use some different colors, but basically with this one I'm going to create a wreath, and these all sort of you know, they go in sort of all different directions, but a wreath you want to be not absolutely perfect. So some sort of come in, some go out, some point out a little bit, and just fill in the wreath. It doesn't have to be perfect, is what I have learned over the years with these, to make it look good. Now, if you struggle with making a circular pattern, then by all means put something in the middle, like a roll of tape or something, and then you can create around that, or you could draw a pencil line in, draw a pencil line around the roll of tape, and that will help you get this circular shape to it. So all I did was put down all of these images and then peel them off. I barely gave them a light rub with the bone folder and the adhesive. Never once did I pull up one of the images and find that I had left some of the adhesive on the backing sheet. They always transferred beautifully. Now I'm just trying to put a little bit of pink, and then I'm going to come in with some of the silver to finish off these images. So that's why they look partial at the moment. That was on purpose. I'm just going to do sort of multicolored little bits of greenery as such, or foliage around this wreath, and it's going to come together. This just has ultimate shine. I could barely stop doing this, moving it around in the light. I must admit, I wasn't sure what I would think of this product, if it was something that I would purchase again. I really actually ended up liking it. I think it's worth it for me. I'm not saying that you definitely can't get this look any other way, but I do quite like the images. I love the simplicity of it. It truly is stick and go. Now, I'm not sure. I got great results just by pressing them down like this. So I don't own a mink machine, so I can't say I've tried it, but I don't also feel like I need one either. I think this transferred beautifully. I use some of the dots from the same sheets. So all of this is from the one product. That's all I use. All of these, the cards I create today are just using this one design, so to speak. And then I put some of the dots, cut them separately apart, and put it in this gorgeous wreath. Now my wreath was not quite centered, so I definitely didn't have that talent. So I decided at this point that I would actually end up cutting this out, and that's okay too. I was filling in any pieces there that didn't have foil attached to the adhesive, but pretty good. I was pretty happy with how this little shape turned out. So what I did decide to do to give the card a little bit of dimension, because it is very flat at the moment, is I'm going to take another one of those little smaller poinsettias, and I'm going to pop it on an individual, a separate piece of cardstock, pop some of the pink foil over top, and then if you don't get it all, it's okay, just pull up your foil and then pop it back down where there's more foil, and you can grab little pieces, and then I just make sure all of the adhesive has fully grabbed the foil. Then I'm going to fussy cut this image out, and you will know if you have watched my channel that I do really choose my stamps carefully, and this sort of follows that rule, and that I really wanted the images, I'm pretty sure there are not dies to go with these. I can't see that there would be, so I really want to make sure that I can easily fussy cut the images out, and I wanted a little bit of dimension. I also had a little fingerprint where I stuck my finger in it to test the adhesive in that first flower, so I wanted to cover that up a little bit. Otherwise this would have been perfectly fine. That was my mistake rather than the product, so I will happily say that. Then I'm going to take this little set from Gina K Designs and use the Happy Holidays to go in the center. I'm just using some VersaFine Onyx black ink to get a gorgeous stamped image here, nice and crisp and dark, beautiful for that fine, delicate font. Then I'm going to pop this up with a little bit of foam tape and put this down onto a square card base. Then I'm going to bring in that extra flower. I probably absolutely could have left it like this, and I'm going to pop up the extra flower and turn it just so it's a little bit offset from the one underneath, so you can still see the foil underneath, but it also has that little extra piece of dimension. This card was very quick to create. I do love the efficiency of these stickies, and I think it does make for some really quick card making, but with a real wow factor. There are other ways. I have lots of videos on my channel about how you can add foil to your projects. I do not own a mink machine. I haven't gotten into the hot foiling phase. Never say never, but it just feels like more to have in my small craft space, and I don't really have the storage space for it. As I said, never say never. I'm sure it is very fun, but for the moment I'm happy with the ways I have currently, and this is a space efficient way to get gorgeous images that are foiled beautifully. I must admit, it doesn't take too much of an investment rather than purchasing a machine or the hot foiling dies that are out there. So when I put that this product next to those, I think it's worth it for me. But again, that's a decision you can make for yourself as well. This is a vanilla malt card base that I'm doing this directly onto. I've got some gold deco foil foil here, and that's what I'm using. I'm using the larger poinsettia and then two of the smaller ones, and then some of the little decorative holly leaves and things. These ones here, you can see I'm just truly pressing them with my finger and then lifting them off again, and I get very good contact. As I said, I didn't see a need to run it through. I mean, who knows if that changes with climate and all those sorts of things that can affect our supplies, but I truly found it very easy to transfer the images. Now I did want to try these tiny little sentiment strips here, because sometimes I find that these aren't super clear. I guess it does say on the back that you can add glitter, flocking, embossing powder or foil to do all of these, so I did want to try some embossing powder. Now this one here is from Ranger. This is called Verdigris, and it's larger. It's not a super fine embossing powder, so it probably wasn't a good choice to begin with. And then the gold is the super fine. So this is a pretty detailed tiny sentiment. I do think that the green one here is very readable, absolutely perfect. The reason I didn't choose it was because I wanted to stick with the gold, because I had the gold background as well, and so that's the reason I went with it. But I think as far as the product goes, as far as the adhesive transfers go, it transferred beautifully. There was not a letter or anything that stuck or didn't come off the transfer perfectly. It embossed it beautifully. I absolutely would purchase more of these. I'm not affiliated with Pink and Main in any way, shape or form. I've never talked to them, in fact, and they definitely don't send me any products or anything like that. I just purchased these. They looked like a great way to get some foil, and I wanted to try them out and share my thoughts with you. I don't get any kickbacks from these at all. I don't get anything for sharing the products. Some of the links down below my video where I do link to some of the products, they are affiliate links, and of course that helps me run this channel. But I really do enjoy this product, so I hope that you've enjoyed seeing it put into use, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, bye!